Hello?
Hello.
Oh, this is you again. How are you?
Yes, good.
So, what do you think about Allah naming the names of things and He asking the angels what is the names?
Wait, what's the topic?
Oh, so you asked me to call you, but you do not know what the topic?
But I was busy making a new account, so I called you with this.
Oh, okay.
I,
Yeah, I
I, I,
remember. I remember I blocked you because you keep calling me and I told you don't call me now. You remember? Don't do that again.
yeah,
Okay, so don't do that
yeah,
again. If I say don't call me now, we are not done. We allow people
yeah,
to call when we have time to receive, everything have a time. Okay, let me
yeah,
ask you. In chapter 6, verse number 25, and chapter 8, verse number 31, chapter 16, verse 24, chapter 23, verse number 83, chapter 25, verse 5, chapter 27, verse number 68, chapter 46, verse number 17, chapter 68, verse number 15, and many more, keep saying that the Arab, they say to Muhammad, this is nothing but a fairy tales.
yeah.
Why the Arab, they say to Muhammad, this is nothing but myth and false stories and stupid stories, and they are fairy tale stories. Why they say that to him?
Because it looks like fables, you know. It looks like myths. For
Okay, so
example,
is it myth or it is not?
no, no, not.
Okay, but you just said it looked like fabulous. You are the one who said that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For example,
Hmm.
if I say that there was a flood, global. Nobody would have believed that actually, but you know, it's what is in the scriptures. You have to believe it.
Hmm. But no,
The the
no. Actually, even science proved that in a certain time on history, the whole earth was covered by water and there was a flood. So this is not against science.
oh,
Hmm. What about uh, you know
that was the Arabian.
let me ask you, when the Quran speak about things, who is the witness for those stories?
About which things?
Anything in the Quran. I mean, Muhammad, he was not in the time of any, and he is not from the people of Moses. He is not even, he do not know even who is Musa is. He do not know what the right name of Moses. They don't know his right last
Well,
name. He do
yeah,
not
yeah.
know who is
Okay,
Isa. He do not know who is
okay,
Mary. He do not know
okay,
who is Abraham. Who is, how
okay.
Muhammad he got this information from?
Firstly, Musa was raised up in Egypt, right?
Hmm. And Muhammad was an
And
Egyptian.
and okay, do you know how they called Moses in Egypt?
What
They
they call
called
him?
him Musa. They
Uh-huh.
called him Musa.
Okay.
Musa
What
means
Musa? What Musa mean?
newborn.
Newborn. What
Yes,
what does that mean?
Musa in Egypt. They gave him that name
No, no. What the word Musas mean?
in Egypt.
My
And
friend, what
yeah,
Musas mean? Musas. The guy, his name is Musas, who is a prophet.
yes.
Okay. What the name mean?
In what language? Arabic.
No, in the language because this is not Arabic. This is his name in Hebrew. This is not a name in
Yes.
Arabic. So what the name mean?
It means newborn.
Newborn. So this is what Musas
Yes,
mean. Okay. Where do you get this
yes.
information from?
He lived in Egypt, right?
No problem, my friend. This is not the question. But he is not an Egyptian. I'm asking
No,
you,
it's different.
what the name mean? You say the newborn. I say to you, what is that
Yeah,
mean? Where do you get this information from?
Musa in Egyptian language means a newborn.
Where do you get this information from?
What do you mean? Search it up.
My friend,
It's
where do you
Egypt.
get this from? No, don't tell me so search it up. So where do you get this information from?
I lost it. I searched it many years ago, like
Some
2 years.
simply you see, you Muslims do not know. If we search the whole Islamic books, we will not find an answer. Simply,
Uh, search it up.
Musa is the one the one who we took him out from drowning or from the water. So someone we pulled him up from the water. That is what Musa is. It's Moshe. Moshe.
Yeah,
So
in Hebrew.
you're a
In Hebrew.
prophet. He copy names, but you do not know them. So this is explained to
No,
us. This is explained to us that Muhammad is fabricating his own stories, because if you cannot even explain to us where you get the names, it means you are fabricating your own stories about those names, even if those names are true names. As an example, Moshe or Moshe, or Musa's is a real person, but Muhammad, he fabricated tons of stories about him, and Muhammad, he never been in the time of Musa's. So
Okay,
how you can
firstly,
trust Muhammad to be a person who tell you about Musa's, and how we can confirm that the stories of Musa's in the Quran is correct with history?
firstly, Musa in Hebrew means pull out on something. I don't know, but in Egyptian language, it has been that for a long time.
My
But in
friend,
the
Muhammad
20,
is not an Egyptian, so why Muhammad is okay? So what you see? We'll go back again. Let me ask you. As long as we are talking about Musa's, in the Quran, it says that Musa's and the people of Musa's been misled by the Samaritan. Do you agree with that? As you see,
the,
there's many verses in the Quran speaking about that. The
mislead by
Samaritan,
what?
the Samaritan.
By what? By what actions?
Well, it's a place according to the Quran. He made for them a big goat, a big cow, and they start worshiping it. So, is it true that the Samaritan was in the time of Moses?
According to your Bible, it doesn't.
Okay, according to your Quran, it does.
It does.
Okay,
Yes.
how this happened? According to
People
history,
corrupt.
what about history?
There's no evidence that he lives in the time of your.
No, my
But it
friend,
says,
we can search. We can search right now. As long you are the one who said to me a second ago, search
yeah,
Google,
because
right? You are the one who said to me, search Google. Okay, so
yeah, because
if we search history, where you find what is there's not necessarily a religious historian wrote about them. You know, people who search and study deeply, and we will find that this is a big mistake. So why your God Allah telling us history about something which is not true?
uh-huh.
Hmm.
Because it is in your book that it says that he lived in it lived in another time. When you
It's
okay,
not
for
it's not
example,
about my book. I said history.
yes,
According
it
to
is.
history,
It is.
can you show me in the history what is the connection between the Samaritan and Musa's?
If you want to talk about that,
Hmm.
your book says that Haman was in the time of not another time. I don't know who, I forgot, but in the Quran it says Haman was in the time of Fir'aun,
Hmm.
and we found
Not only that,
argument.
Haman is not even an Egyptian. According to your Quran, he's an Egyptian and he is the minister of the Pharaoh.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so
There's
you agree that your Quran is full of historical mistakes.
okay. Can I explain?
Hmm.
Uh,
Explain.
There's there's archaeological evidence
Hmm.
that said that Haman in Egypt was the stone.
No,
Was a
his name, that name is not Haman. I made a video about it, and this is a lie. This is not Haman. This
stone.
is a different
So
name.
it is
No, different
Amun
name. It's totally
Haman.
different name. It's different name. It's different name. Secondly, Haman in the Quran, the one history speak about, the one you are talking about, which is not his name, Haman. That guy is an engineer, right?
What?
Is he engineer or he is a leader of an army?
I don't know. But
What Haman he did? The one you are talking about?
he worked for Fir'aun.
Hmm. Okay.
But
And what?
my friend,
Okay. And what he worked for own? What his job?
he was the boss of the people. I
What
guess
boss of what? What he do exactly?
he was the head. He was the yeah. He just worked with stones. Building pyramids. That
Okay. Now here, okay, here, don't you see that even your prophet he misunderstanding and he claimed that it is Haman, or sorry, Pharaoh is the one who built a tower so he can reach to God.
no.
The tower is the tower of the Babylon.
Oh yeah.
So how this has became a tower of the hero of the Pharaoh?
I don't know.
Okay, so obviously this is a very stupid thing, right?
Oh, firstly,
Same time, the Quran says that Pharaoh and Haman they have two armies.
yeah.
Okay, how if Haman work for for the Pharaoh, how Haman have an army?
Um. Because he also is a leader.
He's a leader, but he should not have an army by him. Is he an engineer or he is an army leader?
Both.
He's both. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
But,
So okay, we
but-
go back. Okay. So
Yeah.
Haman is the one who built the Tower of the Babylon in Egypt.
Babylon.
Well, this is the tower, the Quran saying that the Pharaoh, he said to Haman, build for me a tower.
Yes,
Correct?
but who says that it is the Tower of Babel?
My friend, the story here, your prophet, obviously, he is mixing up the story between the Babylon king
Babylon is
and the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh, he wanna go up to the sky to speak to the God. Do you see it?
Who says that it is the Tower of Babel?
Well, there's no tower in Egypt about to go to God. What tower? Show me the tower in Egypt. Which one?
Oh, it's 3,000 years ago. It's
No,
gone.
no. Everybody knows that this is the tower of Babel.
No.
Do
It's
you have a
not- it's
proof?
another
Okay,
country.
do you have a proof from anywhere in history that there is a king in Egypt? He built a tower.
A king? He's not a king.
Pharaoh is not a king.
No. Yeah. I mean, you're confusing me because Fir'aun wasn't the one building.
Hmm.
It was Haman. He's not a king.
Yeah, but the king is the one who ordered him, right?
Yes.
Okay, where is the tower and where is the story we can find that there is a Pharaoh he ordered to build a tower to go to God?
There isn't.
There isn't. So this is a fabrication. Same time, I want to ask you this simple question. The Quran
No.
keeps saying the word Pharaoh, Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Who is Pharaoh?
Okay. Firstly, I want to say that on the Rosetta Stone it says that Amun Haman Hatab is the head of the stone quarry workers. So it did mention the name Haman. Firstly, secondly, the word Pharaoh is Fir'aun. He lived 3,000 years ago in Egypt.
But Pharaoh is not the name of a person. Pharaoh is a title. Who is the Pharaoh we are talking about?
Oh, you mean the Pharaoh is
Yeah.
it's the Ramses guy
How you know?
because he lived in the time of Musa.
How you know?
Because he lived in the time of Musa.
How you know his name is Ramses?
Because that's what his real name is. I searched on Google.
Where you got this one from? From Prophet
mean?
Google? So you are saying to me the Quran failed to tell us which Pharaoh, because now this is stupid to say the Pharaoh said, and actually doesn't say the Pharaoh said, it says Pharaoh said, which means the Quran consider Pharaoh as a name of a person.
Oh, but it just mentioned one Pharaoh, and that is Ramses.
Okay, but is it true there is only one Pharaoh?
No, there's more, but according to Allah, in the eyes of Allah, this Pharaoh is very important.
No problem. He is very important.
Because he had
Okay,
he had a
but
big role on
how we
religion.
will know who is this Pharaoh?
What?
Who is this Pharaoh we are talking about? There's many Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a title, is not a name of a person. So when the Quran says Pharaoh, there's a mistake.
No.
There's a yeah, because here we go. Who is this Pharaoh? Is that the name of the person, or this is a title for the person?
It's the title of the person.
No.
No.
Okay, show me where it says this is a title. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
It's talking about the Pharaoh in the time of Musa. So
No
it's
problem.
definitely
No
it's
problem.
definitely Ramses.
Okay, differently Ramses. Okay, so different. Where you get this differently?
Because there was a one Pharaoh that lived in the time of Musa, and that is Ramses.
Why? There's only isn't it the Quran says that this guy he died and there's must be another Pharaoh? How the Quran says that he died by when he crossed the sea, and then there's only one Pharaoh. So in the time of Musa should be more than one Pharaoh.
No.
He died already. What do you mean? So that's it.
Yes.
Since then Egypt have no Pharaoh. The guy he died and then they have no Pharaoh.
Yeah, but later.
That no problem. But this is in the time of Moses too. So at least in the time of Moses, based on your Quran story, we should have two Pharaohs. Which one? Two Pharaohs. Which one? What the name of the Pharaoh? The one who died in the sea.
Just one.
What is the name of the pharaoh who died in the sea?
Ramses.
Where we can get that name from?
Google.
Go. Thank you very much. So Muhammad, he is collecting stories that they don't make sense, and you know, he just put them there. He copied from the Jews whatever he learned
No,
from them, and he mixed up the story, and he put it there. Now, if
no.
we go, hold on.
It is
Did
from God.
the Quran mention the Babylon tower?
I don't know. I don't think. No.
Okay, isn't it your Quran says that Allah he opened a school to educate people about magic in the Babylon?
Yes.
Okay, is that accurate? That the Babylon tower is built by Allah and his angels?
Where does it say tower?
Babylon, do you see it? The angels, they came
Yes.
down in the Babylon. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What is the Babylon? What is the angel sent down in the Babylon? What does that mean?
Few angels were sent down in Iraq.
We know what is Babylon, my friend. Now I'm asking you, what it does mean that Allah he sent two angels down in the Babylon to teach magic?
Yes.
Well,
They were
guess what?
teaching magic.
Okay, guess
They
what?
were,
Where he sent them down in the Babylon? What Babylon mean?
it means it's a city, right?
Babylon is a city. How
Yeah,
we
but
know?
it's not. It's
How
not.
we know it's a city?
Yeah, it's not actually a city, but it's in Iraq. But I don't know actually what it is.
Ah, okay. So Allah he decided to open a school to teach magic in Iraq, correct?
School, no.
What do you mean now? You just said
I
yes 5 minutes ago.
I'll just go with you. Yes,
Okay. So Allah he opened a school to teach magic in Iraq. Why in the Babylon? Why not in Egypt?
because these people needed to be tested.
Those people need to be tested. Okay. So
Yes,
which people?
the people in Babylon.
But they are not believers. They are
Uh,
already lost. Test them in what? You test the believers, not the non-believers.
yeah, but no, they were believers.
My friend, they are not believers.
Didn't Suleiman teach them the right path about God? So
So
obviously they were
Suleiman he
believers.
taught them the right way about God. This is in your Quran.
Yes, yes.
Show me where. What chapter?
My friend, what does the prophet do? Teaching men
Our
about
friend
God, right?
Suleiman he was in Babylon.
What the fuck?
Don't use bad language. You are saying to me Suleiman he taught them about God. Taught who? The Babylon. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So you are saying to us that Allah he sent Suleiman, he taught people about the people of Babylon about God. Are you saying that?
Probably yes.
Okay, where you get this story from?
No,
Google?
no. Never mind. No,
Never
I'm
mind.
wrong.
Okay, you are wrong. Okay, which we take it back. So now, what the story, what the connection between Suleiman and the Babylon then?
Maybe people believed in him and followed him.
Believe in what?
Believe in Allah.
Okay, so people of Babylon, they were Muslims.
Some maybe because
Maybe.
obviously when Allah tests something with angels with black magic, they have to be Muslims.
I mean that's a good thing. So now what we are learning from you that Allah he tested the Muslims in Babylon. Who was the prophet for the Babylon, the Muslim prophet?
There's no prophet.
So how
in
they
Babylon.
became Muslims?
I just maybe they heard about him, or maybe they went to Jerusalem, and maybe they followed him, in which he says, what he says.
Okay. So now, to make it simple for those who are listening, what we learned from until now, that Allah, he decided to send two angels down in Babylon, and Babylon, Harut, their name is Harut and Marut, and those angels, they teach magic. And based on the verse in front of us, before the angels they teach magic, they make you sign a disclaimer that this is only a trial. Is that correct?
Yes.
What is the purpose of this trial?
To test them,
It's who?
the people in Babylon,
By doing what exactly?
by letting them choose the path of Shaitan or the path of Allah.
Okay, but what exactly this magic will do if you practice it?
You can do whatever you want.
No, what exactly? No, it doesn't say that. It says a specific thing. It says it make you fight. It cause fight between the husband and the wife, and they get divorced. Is it true?
Let me read. They will learn from this, which they- Oh yeah, yeah.
So now any fight happen between wife and husband in the world, it happened because of Harut and Marut. Do you agree?
No.
What do you mean no?
Because of the people who learned magic.
Oh, because of people who, but the people learn magic from who? They learn it from Harut and Marut, correct?
Oh, but don't blame angels.
What do you mean? If the angels is the one who taught us to do black magic, so we can make a wife and husband fight.
Yeah, but they were only a test.
I mean, what kind of test is that? I mean, what kind of God? He sent two angels to open a school to teach people how to do magic, and the purpose of this magic to make a wife and husband fight and get divorced.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what? Why you are laughing? Respect your God, my friend. Allah is punishing you. I know a guy, he laughed like you about the Quran. In the morning, he found himself look like Christian Prince.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so now what we will do? What kind of God he do such a thing? He sent two angels to teach you black magic, and the purpose of them that a woman she throw her shoes at the husband, and the husband he throw his cushion at the wife, and they start putting the hair of each other, unless the husband is bald, and then they end in divorce. What is that will do to God? What God is accomplishing?
It's just a test.
What
That
test,
tells
my friend? What test is divorce is a sin in Islam?
No,
Okay, so what the point of this test?
it's the test for the people in Babylon if they would accept the magic or not.
Okay, but the angels themselves accept the magic.
No,
Well, then why they are teaching the magic? Allah himself accept the magic. Otherwise, why he is teaching? Who is the one who taught the angels the magic? Allah, correct?
Allah gave them knowledge. Yes.
Okay, so Allah is who rebooter.
No, Allah is God. He can do whatever he wants.
No, what God? Okay, he is the one who taught the angels how to do magic, and then he sent the angels in a mission to open a school to teach magic. When you enter the school, they give you a paper to sign that you should not know, you should know that magic you learn here is just to make the wife and the husband fight, and this is a trial. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it is legal to do so. If Allah is saying to you, if you sign it, it's legal. So this is legal. So this is a legal school opened by Allah, certified by Allah. You join it, you graduate as a holy booter, and then you practice your magic and you make people fight wife and husband.
Yeah, but in the verse it's saying here when people would learn, most people would learn black magic, then they would cause a split divorce between the man and wife, but you can still do whatever you want with the magic.
Oh, so you can do like it's not necessarily to cause a split. There's other things can happen with. So why the Quran saying it to make this is what the magic do, to make a wife and husband? Why he's mentioning this only? He did not mention that you can do whatever you want.
Which verse?
the verse in the front of you, it doesn't say anything that the magic can do except making the wife and the husband split. The Quran
Yeah,
explains
but
it. Okay, so this is what the magic do.
it says here that the people will do that. It didn't say that you need to learn this magic so you can divorce a man and a wife.
Right, so this is what the magic can do. That your skills here, your God Allah, He opened a school to teach the man and the wife a magic which caused the man and the wife fight. That's it. There's no other
No,
skills.
it's-
Okay, show me
it
where
says,
it says the other skills.
I'm just saying that
Hmm.
the most people who learn black magic,
Hmm.
they were divorcing the man and a wife. That's
Hmm.
what they were doing. They weren't doing something else.
Hmm.
It says here
So now all the wives and the husband in the world, they are getting divorced because somebody did black magic for them.
no, just some people.
Some people. Okay. Where we can go and learn black magic which can cause people divorce? Do you know a place?
Yes,
Where?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Hmm. Do you
Yes.
think then when the Prophet was fighting with his wives, that because somebody did the black magic to him?
No,
So why he was fighting with his wives?
because that's what some people do.
What they do?
Fight.
So Muhammad was fighting with his wife just for fun?
No, for a reason.
What is the reason?
So according to you, when you have a fight with your wife, then you are effectively black magic.
I don't believe in I don't believe in black magic anyway.
What do you mean?
I don't believe
My
in black
friend,
magic.
my grandpa did black magic.
To
He
who?
had 9 chins. My
To who? Your grandpa, he did black magic to who? Tell us a story.
my grandpa. I'm not faking the story, but my grandpa.
I know it's true story. Must be true. Okay, true story. Okay, go ahead.
My mother told me. She just told me that my grandpa did black magic.
Hmm.
Shaitan ordered him to grab very weird things like the brain of a hyena, such things.
Hmm.
You know, for example, you had 9 jinns,
Hmm.
are like his workers, and after a while, the jinns were beating him up. I'm not even lying.
Hmm.
I'm not lying.
Too bad. Your grandfather in his time, there's no cell phone to take a selfie with the genie. Now, do you like and you believe in the story your grandma she told you, right?
No, my mother.
Your mother told you. Did she see the genie, your mother?
I don't know.
Only your grandfather he can see the genie.
No.
Do you have any mental do you have
yes.
any mental history in the family in your family, or only your grandfather
My
he's
friend,
suffering from that?
my friend,
Uh-huh.
I have proof it's real.
Okay. Let me ask you then. As long you are talking about the genie, the Quran speak that Allah will punish the genie by burning him by fire. He will send him to hell. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But isn't it the genie is made from fire?
Smokeless fire.
Okay, so how you can burn fire by fire?
Because when Allah says He created them from smokeless fire, it doesn't actually mean that they are actual smoke. When you look at them, they are not.
So what they are? So what they are made from?
They are like smoke, but like they also have a skin. You know.
How they are smoke, but they have how they have a skin, but they are invisible.
What?
How they have a skin? You said they have a skin. They have a flesh, right?
Yes.
Okay. How they have a flesh and they have a body, but they are invisible, and they can go through walls.
What do you mean they are in another dimension?
What other dimension? Either they have a physical body or they don't have a physical body. Are they spirit? No. So they have a physical body, and you are the one who said they are made from fire. Yes, but they are not fire. Okay. So now they have a physical body. How they became invisible with the physical body? How you can be like the angel, as an example, when he came to your prophet, he took a visible shape of a human being, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The angel is made from what?
Smokeless fire.
The angel is made from smoke and fire.
No, light.
Okay. So the angel is made from light, so he is not a physical being, correct?
He is physical.
He is physical. Okay.
Yes.
The light which is physical, as you said, still can be invisible, correct?
Yes, in
Okay.
another dimension.
Other dimension. What does that mean?
It's like it's hard to explain. It's like in another dimension. Like it's for example, if
Hmm.
the angels next to me,
Uh-huh.
right and left, they are writing my good deeds and my bad deeds, but they are still in another dimension. You can't see them.
Hmm.
You can't touch them, and like that.
Okay. Now, according to Muslims, genie, they can have sex with Muslim women, correct?
Uh, I don't know.
Okay. Before we go there, do you see your prophet saying that there is a prison uh, for the infidel genie in heaven, in hell?
Sorry, what?
Read with me here. It says there is
That's
there is
measures of Allah.
uh,
What was the
sorry,
peop-
this is not about the genie. Hold on. Let me see, where is the genie?
Can I ask you one thing?
Sure, go ahead.
Why are you not a Muslim?
Somebody put a black magic on me. Isn't it your God? He said he is the one who decide our fate.
Oh man, but just be a Muslim, you know.
Okay, but isn't it your God? He said he decide our fate. So according to Islam, I am a Muslim because your God, and not a Muslim because your God he decide I'm not a Muslim. So why you don't ask the same question to Allah? Why he don't make me a Muslim?
Ah,
Hmm. If I ask you a very simple question, do angels have sex?
no, fuck no, no.
Don't use bad language when you speak to me, otherwise I will block you.
Sorry.
All right, sorry. Okay, sorry, no problem. Let us go here. I will show you something, and I will ask you to read for me.
Yes,
Is my screen showing for you?
yes.
All right. The account of Harut and Marut.
No, I just see your YouTube channel. I don't see it
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
coming. It's coming. That one. It came by mistake. If we go here and read together, we will find this Islamic website. This is alislam.org, speaking about Harut and Marut story. Simply, what the story here is saying, that Harut and Marut, and the angels actually, they when Allah he said, I'm going to send a guy to inherit the earth. The angels they said to him, are you going to send somebody is going to do mischief in it? All right. And then
Something to do.
mischievement, and supposedly this is Adam. So they complain,
Uh,
read the story. It says with me. Okay. Uh, that every day and every night angels used to descend for taking up deeds of the middle
yes,
man of the residents of the earth.
yes.
On seeing these deeds, the residents of the heaven and began to find fault and sin being committed by the doers of the earth, like disobeying Allah and making false allegations against him. They used to say that to Allah is high and above the dwellers of the world. Say about him, at least a group of angels requested Allah, O nourisher, do you not fawn upon your creatures or your creations who make false allegation against you and disobey you, even though you have forbidden them from doing such a thing? O Lord, your tolerance to them, even though all of them are you in your control, are living life of ease due to your bounties. So Allah willed and allowed the angels what is his perfect power and how he issues his commands in the world and his creation. The angels aware of his blessing as they have been created sinless, and he made them distinct among his creation and has made them ever obedient and has not given them the power of sinning. Then, so he said to the angels, select two beings from your community. So I might send them to the earth and give them the nature of a human being, and put in them desire for eating, drinking, etc. And I introduce hearing of these minds like the children of Adam. Then I will take a test of them in the matter of my obedience and worship. The angels selected Harut and Marut from among them, as they were foremost in finding faults in a human, in asking Allah. So to make it short here, the angels, they complain, okay, you created those people, you are not punishing them, look, they are committing sin and we are better than them, etc. So why you want to give them the earth? So Allah, he said, okay, I want to do this. Choose the best of you, and I will send them down to earth, and I will give them the nature of a human being, and I will see, after I give you the nature of a human being, if you commit sin or not. Then the angels, they choose two angels, their name is Harut and Marut. And then Allah, he told them, now I have put all those desired and needs in you, which I have created in man. Do not include anyone. Do not, which means don't take partners, don't commit shirk. You worship me only in worshiping me. Do not commit adultery, and don't drink wine. So Allah, he gave him 3 commands. Then he removed the curtain of the sky so that he make his power visible to the angels. He sent those 2 angels in earth,
I see,
in the form of 2 handsome men, and he made them camp in the Babylon. Do you see it?
yes.
Okay.
So how
When they come, hold on. When they came to earth, they saw a very beautiful woman advancing toward them. She was fully adorned and beautiful, and performed, and her face was invalid. She is wearing a burqa, but she is showing her face. Now the 2 angels had thought about the women that they were forbidden from. So now they start getting horny. They discuss it between themselves, and they decided to walk away from the temptation. After walking a few steps, passion overpowered them, and they returned to the women, and they asked her to allow them to have sex with her. That woman, she said, my religion does not allow me to lie with men, with you, until you adopt my religion. She's very conservative woman. And they inquired her religion. She said, I can only fulfill the desire of the one who worship my Allah, and who take and who protest before my Allah. And by the way, this is for translation, because it doesn't say my Allah, it says my God, because Allah is a name for Islam. Then, and she pointed toward an idol. So here, if this is Allah is a correct translation, that will make Allah as an idol too. That is my Allah. Then the angels looked at one another, exclaimed, now 2 sin instead of 1. So now they are saying, oh, we would do now 2 sin. So they don't like that. So now they will be polytheist, and another is the adultery. Then they consulted again, but desire overtaken them. So they said to the women, we agreeable. Then she said, as you prepare to bow before the idol, you must first drink wine. Before prostration without taking wine is not recognized. The angel again, they consulted again and said, oh, now there's a 3 sin, which is adultery and worshiping idols and drinking wine, and illegal sex. So they said to the women, verily you have proved a big trouble for us. Still we are ready to do whatever you say. They are so horny, they cannot stop. This woman is very, very pretty. So they drank the wine, and they bow before the idols, and they died to lie with the women, which means they get their clothes off and they get naked. when suddenly a beggar entered the place, a guy asking for money. They asked him, "Who are you and why you have come here?" He replied, your conditions make me doubt your intention." This guy is smart. He saw them getting naked, and they have naked women with them. "You're fearful and frightened. You have brought this women to solitary place. Surely you are evil followers." Saying that, and he ran away. Then the woman, she said to the two angels, "I swear by my Allah that this man knows you and aware of your place, and he has gone to disgrace both of you and me," which means he will tell the people about us. "So I will not draw near you. You must go first, kill him." So now the two angels, they go after the guy, and supposedly they killed him. Now when they returned, they did not find the women there, and they found that suddenly their clothes had fallen down, and they had become naked. They began to bite their fingers with their instance and shame and sorrow. Do you really believe in this story?
From where did you get this story?
This is from your Islamic books.
Which book?
There is here we go. We can find the reference always at the end of the article. Here we
Okay,
go.
can you show me?
Yeah. Let us see where they have the reference. This is the reference. And this is the note about the reference. Al-Imam Hassan al-Askari commentary. Sunni and Shia, they agree, and they are quoting for you the reference. The story is not over, by the way, because later those two angels, the story continue. They slept with the women, and she told them, I will sleep with you if you give me the password to go to heaven. And if you do that, I will sleep with you. So they gave her the password to go to heaven, and when she went to heaven, up to heaven, Allah, he heard the news, and Allah, he cursed her, and he made her the star Venus, or the planet Venus. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, man. But didn't it say under the story that many Sunnis and Shia denies this story?
Many Sunni, yeah, you might deny it too now, because this is stupid, right?
Yeah, but is this story in a biography, hadith, or anything?
Okay, but is this a story contradiction with the Quran?
No, actually, no.
Okay, so Allah, he sent two angels. Their name is Harut and Marut.
Oh, but I don't believe in this story then. If this story is not, I need evidence that this story is really true.
Okay, so how you can find any evidence about something is true in the Quran? As an example, how we can find the story of Harut and Marut to be true? Because now you just said you cannot believe in anything unless it is true, correct?
Yeah,
okay, and unless you have evidence. What is the evidence that there's a guy, his name is Harut?
No, I'm not saying I don't believe the story. I'm saying that I don't believe this is according to the Islamic sources.
Okay, Ayashi has reported, read with me, this is one of your scholars, has reported with another chain, hold on, with another chain, once Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali, was giving a sermon and etc. This is Ali is talking here, so he said, Abdullah ibn al-Kawad said, enlighten us about the red star that is Venus. He said, once Allah Almighty made the angels see the conditions of a human being who were busy disobeying Allah. The angels named Harut and Marut and said, these are the people who got great grandfather Adam was one whom you had created with you. Hand with your hand, and it was he whom you had asked the angels to bow before. Now they are disobeying you like this. Allah replied, if I send you down to the earth with awareness of passion and desire, you will also do sin. So here, this is Ali confirming the story, and then look what happened. This star Venus was a very beautiful woman. She had gone to one of those two angels for obtaining some kind of decisions. At the very first sight of her, the angels fell in love with her and told her the truth the truth is with you, and my judgment will be forever. So he's like, they told her secrets, secret they should not share. So when you gave a control over you, the women promised to do so and to fix time for them to meet, to have sex. Then when she went to the other angel, the same thing happened. So she spoke to every angel alone. Then when both angels reached Venus at the appointed time and saw one another, their head bowed in shame. So now suppose he was telling everyone she will sleep with him, but she did not tell the other one that I'm going to make exposure to the other one. So everyone like supposed he would do it in private. But soon decency went away from them, and they said to one another, I have come here for the same purpose for which you have come. Both asked the women to allow them to have sex with her. She made them prostrate before her idol and made them drink wine, get a bigger killed by them. And then look what happened. And she told them, finally told them she will not be pleased with them until they teach her the way going up to heaven. Now these two angels used to decide people dispute during the day and go up to heaven at night. So they are the one who have the keys for heaven. They have like a transportation flying card. They refused to teach the women how to go to heaven, and she returned did not fulfill their desire. So she refused to take off her panty. At least the angels agreed that to the last, which of the women also, and taught her to go up to heaven. So at the end they have no choice but to tell her how to go to heaven. In order to experiment, she uttered the words taught by them, at once reach the heaven. So she said like shangalu shakalu, the words they taught her, the password shakalu shakalu, and she is flying now. So she reached the heaven while the two stood wide-eyed like, what? She just go to heaven. Allah turned the women into the form of a star. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, is that a fairy tale story or this is a true story?
It's an interesting story.
But is it fairy tale stories or true story?
It can be true.
It can be true. It's possible. Still for you, it's possible. Yeah. Okay. Well, Venus. So you agree that Venus was a real woman, and the angels they have sex with her, and then Allah he cursed her and he made her a star.
Okay. Let me just tell you this: if Allah wants to make a stone like a real person, and the stone can walk to me, Allah can do that. If Allah wants my foot to have a mouth and talk, he can do that. He's God. He can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
Nothing according to God is fairy tales.
Okay, that's a good thing actually. That's I like the way you explained to me. So Allah he made this star Venus, which we know, which is coming from the Greek mythology. It's not a mythology; it's true story. The Greek, they are not lying when they say there's a woman and her name is Venus and she was so beautiful and she is a star, the god of love and the god of sex.
The god of sex.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it says. Who is Venus? Who is Venus? As you see, this woman she offered herself for sex.
In which story is this book? In which book is this story?
Well, here we go. I mean, I can give you the link. You can search the story by yourself. Imam al-Askari, Imam Ali, and then like the same chapter about Harut. This is an interpretation of the story of Harut and Marut. The same verse we are talking about. This is interpretation. You see, it says, why explaining this verse with Imam al-Hassan al-Askari. So if you want to read about this story, you go to Imam al-Askari interpretation. He said, Imam al-Sadiq said, after the time of Noah, many people began to deceive another, and the magic of secret, blah 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 blah. And you can read the story. So, I mean, this is what you Muslims believe. It's not my me. I'm not making things up, my friend. This is your belief.
Do you believe this story to be authentic in our religion?
I believe there's nothing authentic in your religion. This is the whole point. I'm saying all of Islam is nothing but a myth. Did you notice? All of Islam is a myth. So nothing authentic in your religion. As an example, what about the Quran? When the Quran is speak about the flying carpet to Sulaiman.
Yes.
You believe in the flying carpet?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why you believe in the flying carpet story?
Because Allah says it.
Okay. And why Allah gave Sulaiman a flying carpet?
I don't know the story behind Sulaiman and Allah and the flying carpet. I don't know that.
Well, we can go and check it out.
Okay. Can you show me the verse?
Well, the verse, yeah, we will go to verse. We will go to the verse, and we will go to the interpretation too. Because as you know, the Quran always is a plain book, doesn't say anything. So we have to go to chapter 21, verse number 81.
Yeah, but why aren't you Muslim?
Why I'm not Muslim?
Yes.
I'm afraid that Allah will make my penis endless. This is scary, you know. Don't you think this is a fairy tale story too? Don't you think this is a myth? Don't you think this is a myth to say to somebody, I will make your penis endless?
Yeah, but are you born Muslim?
According to your prophet, I was born Muslim. Your
okay,
prophet
and
says
according
so.
to you, and according to you, are you born Muslim?
According to me, I never been stupid all my life.
Yeah.
So
are you born Christian?
So I never been Muslim for sure. You know, I never been Muslim. To be Muslim, to have to be stupid, officially certified one. So let us read together.
Are you born Christian?
Don't change topic. This is we believe that you have to be reborn Christian, not born Christian, which means you have to accept the Messiah and believe in him, and that will make you now born again with the Messiah. So the first birth, you are just born as a creature who is just like a goat. You are just a child, nothing. You know, you can eat dirt. So in order to be Christian, you have to be born again with the Messiah. Now read with me carefully. This is your Quran. Speaking about the flying carpet of Sulaiman. This is Tafsir Ibn Kathir. And to Sulaiman we subjugated the wind strongly ragging.
Why Ibn Kathir? Just show me Quran.
We show in Quran here, Quran in front of us. وَلِسُلَيْمَانُ الرِّيحُ عَاصِفًا. See? If I tell you the story, you will tell me where it's coming from. The same as we did with that one, right? This is where the story. So you Muslims, you tell me where the story is coming from. Now, and to Sulaiman we subjugated the wind strongly. Ragging means we subjugated strong wind to Sulaiman. So Sulaiman have a control of the wind, raining by his command toward the land which we had blessed. So here تجري بأمره إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها. This Quran. And we are all knowing he had a mat made of wood which he would place all the equipment of his kingship, horses, camels, tents and troops, and then he would command the wind to carry it, and he would go underneath, and it would carry him aloft, shading him and protecting him from the heat until it reached wherever he wanted to go in the land. Do you see it? What do you think about this? Is that a fairy tale story or this is true?
It's true.
It is true. So you don't have a doubt that this is not a true story. You believe that this is really real.
Yes, of course. Or else I'm not a Muslim.
Okay. And now, by the way, in the interpretation, it says that the flying carpet can fit for 600,000 chairs.
Yeah.
Why it's so big? As you see, look, he put the tents, he put the camels, he put the horses, he put the animals, he put the troops. I mean, this is a huge. I mean, this is maybe like a 100 by 100 kilometer wide.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is true. Well, you are laughing. Show respect to your prophet, my friend. Did you decide to leave Islam now or what?
Hell no, no,
Hmm?
no, no.
What do you mean no, no, no? Well, you are laughing already. Everybody heard you laughing. You are laughing at the Quran. Aren't you laughing at the Quran?
No, I'm laughing at you
Why you are laughing at me?
because I'm starting to realize how bad you will be fucked up in the
Don't use bad
akhirah.
language. Don't use
Yeah,
bad language.
sorry.
Don't worry about me, what will happen to me in the hell. You are the one who is smart now, and you are laughing and you are saying I am the one who is screwed up. You believe in this garbage and you are telling me you are the smart one?
I'm just saying you call Allah the devil and such things, but Allah will give you what you deserve. Trust me.
No problem. You know, I'm waiting for
Yes.
Allah. I'm waiting for Allah to give me what I deserve. But now you need to explain to me how in the world you Muslims believe in such a garbage. Suleiman, he have a flying carpet, carry all his kingdomship.
Yes.
Okay. And this is something you believe in strongly, with no hesitation.
Very, very strong.
Okay. What make you believe that this is a true story?
Because it's in the Quran.
So just because in the Quran you believe in it. So if it's not in the Quran, you don't believe.
No,
Hmm. And where is the flying carpet right now?
it's gone.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did your Quran tell us who took it, who hid it? Did Allah take it back?
Yes, I think. Yes.
Allah, he took it back. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do Sulaiman have a flying horse too?
No.
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 What I know that Sulaiman, he slaughtered his horse, and this is why Allah, he gave him the flying carpet instead.
It doesn't mean that it's a flying horse.
Ah, so what it was?
A horse that was running fast.
Okay. Well, there's no the Islamic books it says that. But look here with me. It says that this flying carpet can go to a distance of 1 month. Why 1 month? Why not 2 months? Do you know?
A distance of what?
The distance of this flying carpet, it goes to fly for 1 month. 1 month journey. So
To
its
where?
morning was a month journey, and its afternoon it's a month journey. So by noontime, so if you go 6 a.m. in the morning, you arrive to a distance of 1 month journey.
Yes.
And when you come back by afternoon, you pass a 1 month journey as a distance. Correct?
Oh, yes.
Why it's very slow?
I'm not following you. Sorry.
Well, if the flying carpet is going in a month journey, this is a journey of a camel.
Do we know the distance?
It doesn't matter. It says 1 month journey, and the Arab at that time they measure the distance by either walking or their camels, right?
Yes,
So when I
right.
say it's a month from here, I'm talking either I'm walking or I am taking like an animal, right?
Yes, but Suleiman is going from where to where?
Doesn't matter. So this flying
Yeah.
carpet, it takes 6 hours to reach 1 month journey. Why it's so slow?
Slow?
Yeah, it's very slow because simply, you know, we are talking about something fly. Why something fly? And this is the flying carpet of Allah. It's so slow.
So no, it's good.
Okay, let me tell you. Uh, airplane. As an example, if you want to go across from California to New York, I think it take about 6 hours. I'm not sure. So this is exactly what
Yes.
what the Quran is saying. So, but does not take a month, does it?
It's a 1 month journey.
No, I'm saying the journey of the flying carpet is very slow. Why is going to take you a month? Why this flying carpet is a flying, yet it's so slow? Because it is 6 hours in order to understand the distance. How we can do that? We have the time. We have the time, and then we have the road. Let us say where he will go. According to the story, Suleiman, he used it to fly with his army from Jerusalem all the way to Yemen.
Yes.
Okay. Does it really take a month to go by flying carpet from Jerusalem to Yemen?
It doesn't say It doesn't say that it takes a month. It's just it's a journey. But the flying
No, the
carpet.
whole chapter talking about him going to Yemen, going to
Yes.
Sheba, to the queen of Sheba, you know, Balqis, and the woman she have no hair in her legs, she have nice ass, etc. So
Yes.
I'm happy that Suleiman he found a woman she have nice ass, by the way. But here,
Yes.
so the flying carpet fly a distance of a month, but he's
Yes.
just flying from Jerusalem to Yemen. So Allah is measuring the distance wrongly.
When you go with a camel or you walk, then it takes a month.
It take
for
a
you
month to
get-
go from Jerusalem to Yemen. Take a month. Why?
If you walk, yes.
Okay, what is the distance between Yemen and Jerusalem? Let us open Google Earth, and everybody will see.
Why? Why?
What do you mean why? I want to measure it. I want to see what is the distance between Jerusalem and Yemen, and then we will find if the flying carpet of Allah have a problem in the engine. Maybe it's not working fine because it doesn't make sense. This is uh, Google Earth. I will open it. All right, and now we will go to Saudi Arabia. So now if we want to go from Saudi Arabia,
My friend, do you see Africa?
my friend, yeah,
No, no, wait.
do you see
No,
Africa?
go on the
What
left.
Africa? What
Go
Africa?
on the left, upside down.
What Africa? What Africa?
No,
Hold
no,
on, hold on. This is Jerusalem here.
yes, but no. I
Okay,
want to tell you one thing.
this is
Go on the
Jerusalem.
left.
Direction from here. Direction from here. Okay, and then I will go to Yemen. And this is Sana'a.
Yes.
To here. All right. The distance is 2,485 kilometers.
So what's the problem?
What is the speed of the camel? Can you check in Google?
I don't know, man. I'll check.
What is the speed of the camel? If we can find the speed of the camel, we can divide the distance, which is 2,485, to the speed.
It's 65 kilometers in an hour.
The camel can go 65. This is faster than a car.
No, it's 65 kilometers in an hour. It says here.
What is that?
What do you mean?
This is
It
by
says
my friend. This is by the car here. This is a car. If we want to go by walking, here by Google, if we say walking, that will be 739 hours. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, 739 hours. How many days will be? Let us see. This is if you are walking. So 739 divided to 24. That is exactly 30 days, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now we have 30 days if we are working 24 hours a day.
Yes.
But that is impossible, right? How many hours we stay up during the day? 16 hours. We sleep 8 hours, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now in order to get the answer for this, we have to say, okay, we are going to have 16 hours that will be 46 days to pass, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but this is by walking, and the Arab don't go by walking, they go by the camel, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
is the camel faster of the human, or he is slower?
It's faster.
Okay, what is the speed of the camel so we can measure?
It's 65 kilometers in an hour.
The camel he goes 65 kilometers an hour?
Yes.
Really? Did you search that?
Yes.
Let me see. That would be very fast. Actually, it says yeah, speed up. Actually, this is if he run, but he cannot keep. This is if he is running. You know, the camels don't run when they go travel. They will be exhausted in 15 minutes. So this is not. This is the maximum speed. So let us say the average. The average. Let us see here. Speed up. Okay. Camel racing. This is camel racing. So this is if the camel is racing, but this is something can handle for a few minutes, not for long. But if a camel he wanna go, how we can measure exactly how long it take the camel to. Okay, let us see camel walking speed. Let us see. I will search in Google. Not running speed. Okay, it is 16 kilometer, as you see here. Okay, hold on. The maximum speed achieved by a camel is, I don't know. See, they are giving wrong information here. Here I see different thing. Look,
Why does it matter so much?
running, because we are trying to discover running worldwide rise transportation that make only dairy, etc. Okay, here it says speed of 16 kilometer, 10
In an
mile an
hour.
hour. Okay, in caravans it make 30 to 40 kilometers. So if they are going in caravan, it's going to be 30 to 40 kilometer. All right, 30 to 40 kilometer an hour. This is the speed. This is the average speed. It
Yes.
says per day with an average of age 3 to 5 kilometer per hour. That's very slow if they are not walking normally. Okay, maximum speed achieved by the camel is a 25 kilometer, which is 16 mile per hour. Okay, so now if we calculate those numbers, we will find that the flying carpet is slower than the camel.
No.
Okay, because okay, let us see. You just said,
But
you are the one who
wait.
said, aren't you the one who said to me that the speed according to you is 65 mile per hour?
Yeah, but if
Okay,
it's running,
all right. So here, if we go and take the car speed, the car distance, we will
or
find this. Watch with me,
yeah, but doesn't the Quran say that it's
my friend. Hold on. I will go with
uh,
you. If the speed is 65 kilometer by hour, as you said to me,
no, no,
that means it's going to take 28
they get
hours,
tired.
28
They,
hours and 55 minutes.
yeah, but they get tired.
Okay, so we give them break. So what
Yeah,
we will
but
do, what we will do, for sure
how?
they cannot really, they cannot keep walking. You are right. So what we will do, we will say they are walking for 16 hours. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, but the
Okay.
Quran says that it's only afternoon to
Okay. 16
morning, right?
hours. If we divide now the 28 hours to 16 hours, how many days that will be? We say 16 hours. We say 28 hours, and divide
Yes.
them to 16 hours a day,
Yes.
that will be a day and almost less than 2 days.
So it's fast.
No, the camel
But
is fast. The flying carpet is so slow. The flying carpet, it took him a month to go.
no, no. In the Quran it says that it's a it took from morning to the evening.
I know, but this is a distance. Okay, hold on. Okay, from morning to a distance. The morning. This is the morning, which is 6 hours, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how many times the flying carpet is faster than the camel based on this?
Like 30 times.
What do you mean 30 times? We are just having 2 days here. A day, 1 day 0.75, which mean 24 hours. Let us say that will be 17 hours. Sorry, 1 day 24, and then like it's like 36 hours. Okay, so if we say 36 hours and we divided 36 and we say we divide it to 6 hours, that means the flying carpet is 6 times faster than the camel. Is that correct?
No, yes, but
Okay,
it
but
just
hold
took
on,
6
but
hours.
hold on.
Yeah.
This is if the flying carpet is reaching the distance of 1 month.
Yes.
Okay, but we found now that the distance of the camel in 1 day, in 2 days, he can reach from Yemen to Damascus. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the Quran is calculating wrong numbers, because how it take 1 month to go from Jerusalem to Yemen by camel when this is take only 2 days maximum?
It's talking about if you walk, then it's that.
No problem, he will go. I will. Oh, so what if you walk? The camel is walking. The camel is walking.
Yeah, but doesn't it say a distance of walking?
My friend, the camel is walking. It take him 28 hours and 55 minutes. All right. So why Allah saying that the distance between Jerusalem and the distance to Yemen, it take 1 month, and it took Suleiman 6 hours?
Yes, because he's on a flying carpet.
I know, but Allah is getting the wrong number about 1 month. It doesn't take from Jerusalem to Amman 1 month. It take the camel only 28 hours.
With the camels.
Yeah.
And in which speed did you measure it?
It doesn't matter, the average speed. The average speed.
Which
You
speed?
see,
How many?
my friend, look what we did. We said here, you are the one who said to me, I asked you, what is the speed of the camel? You said to me 65 miles an hour, correct?
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
when they're running. They get
The
tired.
speed is the speed is this is Google. Always make it the maximum speed which is allowed by the law, and this is about 65 miles an hour in all countries. You know, the average. And Jordan, actually, Jordan and Saudi Arabia, they have exactly the same as in USA because they are American system. So the total is maximum is 28 hours. Why Allah in Quran he calculate the number, says it's going to take you a month?
So you measured. So you measured the speed in 65 kilometers, right?
You are the one who told me the camel go in a speed of 65 kilometers, correct?
That's only when they're running.
Only if they are running. Okay, if they are walking,
And that's very slow.
okay, that will be almost a month, correct?
Yes.
But this is for a human being walking.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, we are discussing about something. At the end of the day, it's silly, because who in the world gonna believe in flying carpet if it goes in speed of a month or not? Now,
Yeah, I might leave right now.
why you were flying carpet waiting for you?
No.
Wha-
Can you do one thing for me?
No, I cannot. My flying carpet is not here now. Sorry,
No,
I cannot bring anything for
go,
you.
go to the map of Africa.
The map of I closed Google already. Sorry.
No, it's not closed. I see it.
No, it's closed already. I closed it. Too late. You
Just
know, the video
go.
is coming late to you. What do you want about the map of Africa?
Just go.
No, tell me, what do you want about the map of Africa?
You just go. I'll show you.
Well, I close it now. Here in front of us, we see that Shaitan, they work for Suleiman and they die for him. Do you agree with that?
Where does it say that?
In the Quran. وَمِنَ الشَّيَاطِينَ مَنْ يَغُوصُونَ لَهُ, and from the shaitans who die for him. Do you really believe that shaitans, he worked for Suleiman as full-time job in order to bring him pearls and jewelries?
Is that what the Quran said?
Yeah, the Quran, it's in front of you.
Or is it just what the translators added?
No, the Quran says, and shaitan were some who died for him. This is the Arabic. وَمِنَ الشَّيَاطِينَ مَنْ يَغُوصُونَ لَهُ. Okay, so
is this an interpretation?
No, in the Quran it says that Shaitan died for him. This is Quran. This is not interpretation yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you believe in that?
Yes.
Why Shaitan are diving for Suleiman?
Is it Suleiman?
So why did it not die for your prophet?
Because Muhammad didn't get in this type of situation.
What situation?
Of what Suleiman has.
You know, if we go in the Quran, we will find Allah making verses saying he is begging for money, asking people to give him a loan.
Yeah.
Okay. You agree, right?
Yes.
Okay. Allah asking for a loan, and this is the God of Muhammad, but isn't the God of Muhammad is the same God of Muhammad, the God of Suleiman?
Yes.
Okay. How come the God of Suleiman, he have Satan diving and getting him jewelries from the sea, but Allah, he need to beg you for money and donation? Can't he make the shaitan die for Muhammad somewhere and bring him jewelries and get rich?
Because there were no jewelry in the sea in the time of Muhammad.
There's no jewelries in the time. I was wondering why. I mean, I thought, okay, so at the time of Muhammad, all the jewelries in the sea, they are gone.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
No.
What?
So, they were not gone, but there weren't many jewelry, right?
What do you mean?
It was just small amount, and that's what the shaitan took out.
Oh, so the shaitan, he took it all of it from the sea in the time of Suleiman. He took it all. Suleiman, he took it all.
No. Never mind.
No, tell me. I'm trying to listen to you. Explain to me. Go ahead. People are listening.
I was confused of you saying that a human dived in the sea. I was confused.
No. I said the shaitan. The verse, my friend. The verse says that shaitan, he dive for Suleiman, as you see. This is verse in the Quran. And of the shaitan, they dive for him and they bring him what? To retrieve pearls and jewels. Okay. Allah in the Quran, he begged Muslims for donation, saying, give me a mortgage, give me a mortgage. If you give me a mortgage, I'll forgive your sin. Why Allah don't ask, give Muhammad the power to order shaitan, or Allah himself order the shaitan to die for Muhammad in the Red Sea and bring him all the jewelries there?
You know, Muhammad doesn't want to be rich, you know.
But Allah, the Quran, you see the Quran saying Allah is asking the Muslims, please make a donation for me, I need a mortgage. Don't you see, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so that's mean he need money. It's obviously he need money. He's asking people to, he's begging people for a loan. Allah, he need a loan. He says, woman, يقرض الله قرضا حسنا. Who is going to give Allah a good loan? Right? So Allah is desperate, trying to apply for a loan and nobody approving him. So why Allah, the same God supposedly of Muhammad, is the same God of Suleiman, don't make the shaitan die for Muhammad and give him the loan?
You know how Muhammad is when angel Jibril was with Muhammad,
Mm,
an angel came down from the heaven,
mm,
and he said to Muhammad, "Do you want to Do you want to live like a king,
mm.
or do you want to live like you know how you live now in the desert
Mm.
poorly?" And Muhammad decided to pick to live in a desert poorly with
Yeah, but
he
my
doesn't
friend,
want
but
to
this
be
is not
king.
about Muhammad. It's Allah who's begging for money.
Oh,
Here we
so
go.
we're not
Read it.
talking
Read
about
it, my friend. It's Allah. Allah. Here. If you lend Allah, good loan, not lend Muhammad. It says if you lend Allah. So Muhammad, he liked to live in the desert, no problem. Allah now is saying, please, please give me a loan. Do you see it?
uh, what does a loan mean in English?
A loan is a loan, you know, a mortgage.
What does it mean?
You borrow money from somebody.
So Allah is saying here, give Muhammad money.
He's saying, I believe that this is what will happen here. Muhammad is fabricating verse saying that Allah said. So if you give it to Muhammad, you are giving it to Allah. So now Muhammad claimed that Allah is asking the Muslims to give Allah a loan.
Yes, yes.
Why Allah need them alone? Allah, he can send the same shaitan. He gave them to Sulaiman to die for him in the sea, and he can sell the jewelries. He can take them to New York, sell them in anywhere, any jewelry, any Jewish will buy them from him right away.
Maybe because there was no jewelry in the sea, right? Maybe that.
So in the time of Muhammad, there's no jewelries in the sea.
Yes.
But isn't it Allah? Okay, jewelries of the sea is shaitan. He took them from the sea and he gave them to Sulaiman, correct?
Yes.
Can't Allah find where they are located?
And Allah find where they are located.
Yeah, because they did not go. They did not go. I mean, Sulaiman is dead now, so they are somewhere. Can't Allah find where is the jewelries there, and He can send the shaitan to bring him to Muhammad or to him?
But there's no jewelry.
What do you mean? There's no jewelry. The jewelries He gave them to Sulaiman, correct?
Oh, so he needs to take it off Sulaiman.
Okay, the jewelries which was Sulaiman. Sulaiman is dead now. He do not need them. Don't
No,
Allah? Don't Allah knows where the jewelries are?
yes, but he's not gonna say take it. Why? Why would he say that?
But because Allah, He needed. He's begging for money. He said, "I need a loan." Don't you see? Allah is
No,
really in a very bad shape. He need money.
no, he's not begging. You know,
No, he's
he's
begging.
asking.
He is begging. He says, "Who give Allah a loan?"
No, yes, but is that begging?
Yeah, it's about money. Allah, He want you to give Him money.
Yeah, you asked. You're not very intelligent. Sorry, man.
Oh, really? Okay, why? Explain to me why I'm not intelligent.
Because you are kind of deceiving. You know.
Why?
For example, when you say to a Muslim, Allah split the moon for the and the judgment day is near
Hmm.
and the moon hasn't split.
Hmm.
Well, first of all, the moon split was only for the Meccans to see. When the Meccans turned away from the sign, that's when Allah brought the moon back together because it was only for the Meccans to see.
Okay, so you are
Right?
saying Allah, He glued the moon together.
Oh, it was only for the Meccans to see. When they turned away, Allah put them back
Only
together.
for Mecca. Only Mecca.
Them.
Only Mecca. Only Mecca.
Yes, because it was for Muhammad.
But why only
Like,
do you think the moon only is visible in Mecca, or there's only a moon made only for Mecca?
No, I'm saying that the miracle was to show for the Meccans.
Hmm.
Yeah, according to you, what you said to the Muslims, you said that Allah will keep the moon split until Day of Judgment, but that's false.
Hmm. So this is a miracle happen only for people of Mecca to see. Did the people of Mecca
Yes,
saw it?
yes, and they said,
So why did it
and
not believe in it then?
because they didn't want to believe, they were following their own desires.
Hmm. But that's mean this is something normal happen. It's called the eclipse.
What?
What happened
My
is,
friend,
is, is the eclipse. It's just the eclipse. There's no the Arab. This is why the Arab here this keep saying to Muhammad, this is nothing but the fabulous of ancient people. Do you see?
my friend, do you know what the difference is between the eclipse and the moon split?
Tell me what is different.
Because the moon is split. That's different.
How we know that the moon split? What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Describe to me what
Yes.
happened in the moon split. What happened?
It literally split two parts,
Two
and
parts.
each went.
Okay.
Yes.
But if the moon split two parts, that means the moon became two moons.
Yes.
Okay. But if the moon became two moon, the moon will be destroyed, and one part will be hitting the earth at least.
No.
Because the
It's
size
by
of the moon, what keeping the moon in certain orbit is its weight and its size as you know together. So if we change the size, the moon will not stay there.
No, it's by the power of Allah.
Oh, so Allah, he hold the two sides together next to each other.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Now, where in the Quran it says that Allah is the one who split the moon?
In chapter 54.
No, it doesn't say that. It says the moon. It says the moon split. It doesn't
Yes.
say Allah he split anything.
It's, Muhammad went to Allah for to ask him that, and Allah gave him permission.
Where? Where it says that? Here we go. Read with me. This is the chapter of the moon chapter. The hour has drawn near and the moon split. Do you see it? Where it says that Allah he split the moon.
This is what I mean. Why are you being so you're not intelligent, my friend.
My friend, I am not. I'm not. No problem. Can you show me where in the Quran it says that Allah is the one who split the moon? It doesn't say that. Or what it says, Allah saying that he saw the moon split, and this is the judgment day is near. It's Allah who saw it.
Allah didn't saw it split. Allah split it.
Where it says that?
You know-
Can you show me? Can you show me in the Quran where it says that?
No, but this is really stupid logic of you to say,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
if imagine if this was in the Bible,
Hmm.
and I would say yeah, it doesn't say God split it.
Hmm.
What kind of a stupid thing is that?
Because you know, according to your religion, I mean, there's many creatures. They have a lot of power. They can do things nobody can do. As an example, genies, they can fly and bring a kingdom in a blink of an eye. Have you ever heard of about the Afrit in the Quran?
No,
You don't know what Afrit is?
no,
Okay, I have a feeling that you are laughing.
no.
Are you sure? Chapter 27, verse number 39, it says that Afrit, here the translation they say genie, but Afrit is a genie, but he is a very special genie. He's very fast, very tricky. He's very fast. Afrit from among the jinn, he said to Sulaiman, I will bring it to you before you rise from your place. Look how fast he is. He will go and he will bring the throne, which is many buildings high, of the Queen of Sheba, and like the speed of this, like blink of an eye. How Afrit can do that?
It's by the permission of Allah.
Why he's so fast? I mean, did you notice that we were talking a second ago that it takes Sulaiman a month to go with the flying carpet, but Afrit can take him a blink of an eye to bring it, to go there and come back, which means this is round trip. Before you blink your eye, Afrit can go there and come back. Why he's so fast?
Because he wishes it, or it's maybe it is a metaphor. Maybe.
No, it's not a metaphor. We can go and see the interpretation. You want you to go there and see the interpretation?
No.
Why
Never
not?
mind.
27:39. Let's see the interpretation.
No,
27. No. 27. Because
Okay.
you know we like we like fairy tale story.
My friend, I need to go. You know.
All right, you can go. No problem. We continue with some Muslim else. He is more Afrit than you. We need another
Yeah,
Afrit now. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Take care.
Can you
Just go.